Sometimes the loudest moments in your life are when you're completely alone. No crowds, no cheers, no validation, just you, your thoughts, and the quiet voice that tells you the truth. And that's where real power begins. Not in noise, but in solitude. That's where you meet the real you. You've been taught to fear being alone, conditioned to believe that silence is dangerous, that if you're not surrounded by people, if your phone's not buzzing, if your calendar isn't full, then something must be wrong with you. But let me tell you the truth, the real truth. Being alone isn't a weakness. It's not something to escape. It's something to embrace. It's not a punishment. It's preparation. Alone is where you meet yourself without all the filters. No expectations. No pressure to perform. No pretending to be who the world thinks you should be. When you step away from the noise, you step into your essence, your true self, the one that's been buried under opinions, obligations, and outside voices. You start to see clearly. You realize how much time you've spent chasing approval, running after validation, living a life someone else imagined for you. You realize you've been following a script that was never yours, wearing masks just to belong, biting your tongue just to fit in. But when you sit with yourself, truly sit with yourself, in stillness, in solitude, you hear a different voice, a quiet, unshakable whisper rising from deep within. This is not who I am. I am more. I was meant for more. That voice has been there the whole time, but the noise of the world drowned it out. The scrolling, the crowds, the endless distractions. Most people never stop long enough to hear it. They're too busy being busy, too addicted to noise to appreciate the silence. But you, when you choose solitude, you choose to listen. You choose truth over distraction. You choose to face yourself, all of yourself. The fears, the dreams, the regrets, the hopes. And when you do that, something incredible happens. You begin to reflect, to see the patterns that held you back, to forgive yourself for the times you stayed small, to remember what truly matters, not what they told you matters. You begin to rebuild, piece by piece. Being alone doesn't mean being lonely. It means being real, being awake, being alive in a way most people never experience. It means becoming the person you were always meant to be. It's in the silence where warriors are forged. Not under bright lights, not on stages, not when people are cheering, but in those quiet, lonely places where no one's watching, no one's clapping, and no one's coming to save you. That's where real strength is born, because solitude strips everything away. It removes the distractions, the applause, the noise. It leaves you face to face with your reflection. And the truth is, most people can't handle that. They run from solitude because it exposes them. But you endure it. You walk into it like fire, and you let it shape you, not break you. You want to grow? Sit in a room with no phone, no music, no noise, and listen to your own thoughts. Listen to your insecurities rise. Feel your doubts. Face your past. That's the battlefield of the mind, and only those brave enough to stay in that room come out transformed. You want to heal? Then let yourself feel the pain. Let the tears fall in the dark where no one else can see. Because healing doesn't happen in public. It happens when you're curled up in the silence, fighting demons you thought you buried. That's when real transformation begins. Not when you're pretending to be strong, but when you're alone enough to be honest. You want to become great? Then get comfortable with being misunderstood. Get comfortable with walking alone. Get comfortable with silence. Because if you only move when people support you, you'll never move far. But if you can move alone, with no map, no approval, no confirmation, you become unstoppable. Everybody wants to shine, but they don't want the dark that shapes the light. Everybody wants the crown, but they don't want the isolation that comes with growth. Being alone teaches you discipline. It teaches you patience. It teaches you resilience. You begin to understand what truly matters, and you let go of everything that doesn't. You learn to validate yourself, to encourage yourself, to believe in yourself, even when the world has forgotten your name. So if you're walking alone right now, keep walking. If you're sitting in silence, listen. Because this chapter of solitude, it's not the end of your story, it's the beginning of your becoming. So don't fear being alone. Embrace it. Because the most powerful version of you is the one that was built when no one was watching. You don't need a crowd to be great. You just need the courage to be alone and grow.